Having a newborn baby is a tough job for any first-time parent. And when Rachael Wilde developed flu-like symptoms 7 days after giving birth to her son, Rowan, she put it down to a lack of sleep. But 4 days later, she was back in hospital, with doctors fighting to save her life. She developed sepsis, a condition she'd never heard of.
See, I didn't think I was that ill. I just kept looking after my little boy and I kept feeding him. And it wasn't until they told me when they discharged me how lucky I was that I'd got in within that time frame. I know people have to be put into induced comas because their organs are shutting down. People have lost limbs, but the worst case scenario was death.
Sepsis is a life-threatening condition where the victim's body attacks itself when fighting an infection. Rachael was in hospital for 4 days being drip-fed antibiotics and fluids, and it took her another 6 months to get her strength fully back. But just a year later, the symptoms returned again, and she managed to drive herself to hospital before collapsing in A&E.
It was more of a flashback sort of thing, but I knew she had it first time and she beat it. And I was fingers crossed and hoping that she could beat it again. It was just, the thought of possibly losing her to the evil sepsis stuff goes through your mind, but this time I was a bit more able to deal with the emotions because I've been there before, so I was a bit more stronger, but I was always strong in front of her. But as soon as I was on my own, you're on your own, you can be a bit weaker.
That was October 2015, and after beating it again, Rachael's now taking on a challenge to try to help other victims to catch it quickly, with research showing every hour it goes untreated, the mortality rate rises 8%. Despite still suffering from side effects like fatigue, weakness and shortness of breath, she's planning a 25-kilometre trek in the Brecon Beacons over the same terrain the SAS uses for training. She's hoping to raise £400, but says the main aim is for people to hear her story.
You will just think that you've got flu or that you're just genuinely unwell, and it could just go to that point that you don't get treatment in time and that you're no longer here. So awareness definitely needs to be made. I had gone through the 9 months of pregnancy and I knew nothing about it. I wasn't even aware to look out for infections, that side of it, or the symptoms of it.
Rachael and Aaron will set off on their trek at the beginning of June, hoping their efforts will mean any other family faced with the same ordeal will also have the same happy ending. Lauren Hewitt, Mustard TV, Taverham.